Now it's right here we come across our first major head scratcher, and it has to do with how Penn decided to support the pinion gear where it actually contacts the frame. And if you're familiar with Shimano and their term X-ship, some of it has to do with how they support the pinion at its base with a ball bearing. And let me go ahead and remove the pinion assembly. And if you look, let me kind of separate some of the pieces here, if I can. There we go. So you have the bearing and its retainer there. You have your AR clutch and the clutch sleeve, another sealed ball bearing, and a shim. And on the base of the pinion, it's just the base of the pinion. And if you look in here, hopefully it's in focus, right there. So we get a better angle. Focus, there we go. You see right there how it's kind of bare metal? It's pretty obvious that this pinion has worn clear through that protective coating that's applied throughout the interior of the reel, and there's nothing in between the pinion and the frame itself. That's kind of strange. Most reel companies nowadays, whether they're $50 reels or $800 reels, put some sort of bushing or a shim at the base here to prevent just that. And oftentimes they have a bushing that kind of sleeves over and around the pinion just to create less friction. Even on the $800 Stella FI for freshwater, they use an actual O-ring that goes over this piece here, so it doesn't impact the bearing at all. So I'm not sure why they designed it this way. Over time, I'm not saying it's going to wear clear through and make this whole kind of support piece dissolve or erode away, but it's not a very good design. I mean, if you start fishing this reel under a heavy load, this piece right here isn't 100% isolated from flex down here. So when you're pulling on this rotor, it's going to want to move that pinion at its base. That was totally out of focus. So it's not, and what I would call, a very good design. There's lots of other good stuff in here, but why they went that route, I'll never know. That's why it's a head scratcher. They completely overbuilt this oscillation cam here, where they could have used a cheaper metal and simpler, componentry. But even still, they put a bushing in here and a bushing on the backside to make sure it doesn't run or make contact with any part of the frame. And this you can pretty much make out of Swiss cheese and it'll last. Why they had to go the extra step and make it out of a brass or bronze, I'll never know. It's just kind of overbuilt. It doesn't really serve anything other than to lift the shaft up and down. So it would have been nicer to see them put a little bit extra attention to detail here than here, because this is going to impact the longevity, the wear rate, the smoothness under load, and a few other aspects of the reel. Whereas this here, it doesn't matter if this was made out of brass, bronze, titanium, aluminum, zinc, it doesn't make a difference. It's just going to wear the same, and over time, it's not going to really have any impact on the performance of the reel. Where right here, it could.